I remember Alec Rauf, Bosnian genocide. I remember Sliman Omar al-Jahar, Syrian civil war. I remember Ferhat Krasniki, Kosovo war. I remember Fatan Sila, Kosovo war. I remember Mehdi Kosumi, Kosovo war. I remember Hossein Abda al-Fattah Elawi, Syrian civil war. I remember Abu Hassan al-Daher, Syrian civil war. Mataj Sejedi, Kosovo war. Shefkate Bogushveki, Kosovo war. Uimana Consolation, Rwandan genocide. Edik Mahman, Holocaust. Simon Hoffman, Holocaust. Velibor Presik, Kosovo war. Halil Gyareva, Kosovo war. Grigor Gahazaran, the Armenian genocide. I remember Tifra Miltsachan, the Holocaust. I remember Zoran Stefanovic, Kosovo war. I remember Ahmet Zogjani, Kosovo war. I remember Khaled Kaseji, Syrian civil war. I remember Mohammed Ali Kassar, Syrian civil war. Shifete Ukshinaj, Kosovo war. I remember Yaprem Kibritchan, the Armenian genocide. I remember Ruvu Gabiwi, the Rwandan genocide. I remember Ahmad Muhammad Saloum, Syrian civil war. I remember Aaron Gorfinkel, Holocaust. I remember Mukasin Marie, Rwandan genocide. I remember Lilik Nijaz, Bosnian genocide. I remember Araham Pomeranz, Holocaust. I remember Adnan Marwan Matar, Syrian civil war. I remember Ihab al-Kurdi, Syrian civil war. Sanzik Huso, Bosnian genocide. I remember Geno Dutch, the Holocaust. I remember Ukara File, the Rwandan genocide. I remember Ahmad Afar, the Syrian civil war. I remember Rodolfo Oscar Naravo, Argentine Dirty War. Aldo Procasia, the Holocaust. Chea Tai Seng, Cambodian genocide. Vaghinag Maluni, the Armenian genocide. I remember Abdulhamid Marzouk, the Syrian civil war. Hernan Abri Abriata, the Argentine Dirty War.
My name is Betty Irvin, and I'm reading names to give the voice to those who no longer have one. Khalid al-Fastuqi perished in the Syrian civil war. I remember Abd al-Rahman al-Sini perished in the Syrian civil war. I remember Omeruk Sabrija perished in the Bosnian genocide. I remember Dorda Markovic perished in the Kosovo War. I remember Miki Lipschitz perished in the Holocaust at the age of 3. I remember Rodena Walid Haidar perished in the Syrian civil war. I remember Abdallah Ali perished in the Darfur genocide. I remember Walid Mohammed Amin al-Irani perished in the Syrian civil war. I remember Ivike Sved perished in the Holocaust at the age of 2. I remember Ilja Antik perished in the Kosovo War. I remember Mujik Rizvan perished in the Bosnian genocide. I remember Jihad al-Lo perished in the Syrian civil war. I remember Ishak Mauschwitz perished in the Holocaust. I remember Sebera Antoine perished in the Rwandan genocide. I remember Burim Maloko perished in the Kosovo War. I remember Osmanovic Nelvir perished in the Bosnian genocide. I remember Jazverik Izudin, who perished in the Bosnian genocide. I remember Surin Chungulian, who perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Mimik Ibrahim, who perished in the Bosnian genocide. I remember Motal Glus, who perished in the Holocaust. I remember Shlomo Schmidt, who perished in the Holocaust. I remember Janek Kernick, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 5. I remember Ntambra, who perished in the Rwandan genocide. I remember Shunte Coverden Van, who perished in the Holocaust. I remember Min Savath, who perished in the Cambodian genocide. I remember Mohammed Warif Mohammed Talib, who perished in the Syrian civil war. I remember Jaspovic Suljo, who perished in the Bosnian genocide. I remember In, who perished in the Cambodian genocide. I remember Okini Smoothface, who perished in the Sand Creek Massacre of Native Americans. I remember Alejandro Martin Almeida, who perished in the Argentine Dirty War. I remember Mustafa Abdullah Al-Mahed Al-Ghanem, who perished in the Syrian civil war. I remember Aaron Schmoll, who perished in the Holocaust.
I remember Calogero Rizzuto, victim of COVID-19. I remember Walter Robb, victim of COVID-19. I remember Lucien Save, victim of COVID-19. I remember William Stern, victim of COVID-19. I remember Lorenzo Acaron, victim of COVID-19. I remember Harry Arts, victim of COVID-19. I remember Danilo Baruzzi, victim of COVID-19. I remember Martijo Lotero Galiti, victim of COVID-19. I remember Paul Goma, victim of COVID-19. I remember Dito Mariano, victim of COVID-19. I remember Angelo Marici, victim of COVID-19. I remember Ali Holmquist, victim of COVID-19. I remember Naomi Munakata, victim of COVID-19. I remember Luigi Broni, victim of COVID-19. I remember Michael Sorkin, victim of COVID-19. I remember Helmquist Wilson, victim of COVID-19. I remember Daniel Azule, victim of COVID-19. I remember Jesus Gayoso Rey, victim of COVID-19. I remember Wilhelm Berman, victim of COVID-19. I remember Zakaria Cormete, victim of COVID-19. I remember Francois de Gaulle, victim of COVID-19. I remember Juan Jimenez, victim of COVID-19. I remember Aaron Rubashkin, victim of COVID-19. I remember Nirmal Singh Khalsa, victim of COVID-19. I remember Arnold Sowinski, victim of COVID-19. I remember Arthur Whistler, victim of COVID-19. I remember Bob Glanzer, victim of COVID-19. I remember Francos Hernando Cortez, victim of COVID-19. I remember Rodrigo Pensantes Rojas, victim of COVID-19. I remember Tim Robinson, victim of COVID-19. I remember Sergio Rossi, victim of COVID-19. I remember Arlene Stringer Guevet, victim of COVID-19. I remember Jay Benedict, victim of COVID-19. I remember Felipe Batson, victim of COVID-19. I remember Forrest Compton, victim of COVID-19. I remember Florindo Corral, victim of COVID-19. I remember Tom Dempsey, victim of COVID-19. I remember Xavier Dorr, victim of COVID-19. I remember Mohammed Sirajul Islam, victim of COVID-19. I remember Marcel Moreau, victim of COVID-19. I remember Alexander Thin, victim of COVID-19. I remember Lee Farrow, victim of COVID-19. I remember Mohammed Jibril, victim of COVID-19. I remember John Laws, victim of COVID-19. I remember Joseph Marie Bennett Ajourne, victim of COVID-19. I remember Alfonso Cortina, victim of COVID-19. I remember Stephen Salk, victim of COVID-19. I remember Jacques Lebron, victim of COVID-19. I remember Mark Stenner, victim of COVID-19. I remember Hal Wilner, victim of COVID-19. I remember Robert Charltonson, victim of COVID-19. I remember Jean Laurent Cochet, victim of COVID-19. I remember Mishik Kazarian, victim of COVID-19. I remember Yakov Perlo, victim of COVID-19. I remember Nipper Reed, victim of COVID-19.
My name is Brad Smith, and I read because I was asked, and because all life is sacred. I remember Gemis Jimjinian, who perished in the Armenian genocide. Salkik Kazim, who perished in the Bosnian genocide. Hamadou, who perished in the Rwandan genocide. Fanya Pupko, who perished in the Holocaust. Yahya Omar, who perished in the Darfur genocide. Isuf Haksa, who perished in the Kosovo War. Ibizovic Zahid, who perished in the Bosnian genocide. Abdul Qadir Sabu Sabeh perished in the Syrian civil war. Zuke Gashi perished in the Kosovo War. Nguyen Nyak Gook perished in the South Sudan War. Abraham Herzenberg perished in the Holocaust. Angelo Otho Nyangking perished in the South Sudan War. Gashoma Traore perished in the Rwandan genocide. Muhir Blazi perished in the Rwandan genocide. Lyuba Saxonova perished in the Holocaust. Beke Krasniki perished in the Kosovo War. Hazanovic Muhammad perished in the Bosnian genocide. Abdul Rahman Mohammed Rashid Abu Zaid perished in the Syrian civil war. Shirete Tofoli perished in the Kosovo War. Omar Qasim Masri perished in the Syrian War. Tariq Fatima perished in the Bosnian genocide. Imbat Sahaduddin perished in the Armenian genocide. Allah Suleiman al-Smalil perished in the Syrian civil war. Abdullah Kubalan perished in the Syrian civil war. Bo perished in the Cambodian genocide. Sadri Jajaga perished in the Kosovo War. Benis Lachman perished in the Holocaust. Mihan Bujupi perished in the Kosovo War. Menachem Goldstein perished in the Holocaust. Hendrik Cohen perished in the Holocaust. Idris Ogli perished in the Syrian civil war. Umarisa perished in the Rwandan genocide. Moshe Weiss perished in the Holocaust. Bakarazi Dot perished in the Kosovo War. Deng Mahak Alir perished in the South Sudan War. Isaac Weigel perished in the Holocaust. Ruzavio perished in the Rwandan genocide. Umahir Gazelle perished in the Rwandan genocide. Gazimje Jian perished in the Rwandan genocide. Arian Krasniki perished in the Kosovo War. Friederike Kahn perished in the Holocaust. Chawa Portnaj perished in the Holocaust. Hassan Khalid Mudi al-Mustafa perished in the Syrian civil war. Luis Herrera perished in the Argentine Dirty War.
Hi, my name is Brianna, and I'm here to read for Together We Remember. Sorry. I remember Rados Beverchik perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 46. I remember Buchanta perished in the Cambodian genocide. I remember Arsen Jaranian perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Sawana Shani perished in the Sand Creek massacre of Native Americans in 1864. I remember Musana Bagamwa Atanasi perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Elelka Kimeni perished in the Holocaust at the age of 47. I remember Ibrahim Faslu perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 52. I remember Saeed Moha perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Muchik Ibro perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 21. I remember Nirom Muringa Pierre Claver perished in the Rwandan genocide. I remember Nissim Menasse perished in the Holocaust in 1944. I remember Salshik Asim perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 53. I remember Naira Mbaganwa Patricia perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 38. I remember Mikhail Derastratachurian perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Lyuba Lomonosenko perished in the Holocaust at the age of 3. I remember Ruth Cohn perished in the Holocaust at the age of 5. I remember Chakanovich Salem perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 35. I remember Ahmad Marndi perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014. I remember Neki Pula perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 57. I remember Ruben Helbreich perished in the Holocaust. I remember Abdul Qadir Manouch al-Hariri perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. I remember Saeed Musher Warda perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. I remember Dali Danu perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 59. I remember Ibrahimovic Kemal perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 19. I remember Haitham Fawaz al-Marshi perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Merek Unschuld perished in the Holocaust at the age of 9. I remember Awad Bashara al-Ali perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Bernardine Nazian perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Yakub Leserkevich perished in the Holocaust at the age of 52. I remember Talal Bassam Muslim al-Azba perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Khoi Tarani, perished in the Cambodian genocide. I remember Amil Jamil Isamal Halim, perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Karim Ali Darvish, perished in the Syrian civil war in 2014.
I am Brian Goldman, and I am reading these names so that they will not be forgotten. Vigale Idle Cop, perished in the Holocaust at the age of 2. Aisha Abd al-Usaf, perished in the Syrian civil war in 2015. Abdul Rahman Redwan al-Mahdi, perished in the Syrian civil war in 2015. Salhavik Refik, perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 29. Pedro Alberto Galvan, perished in the Argentine Dirty War. Mohammed Ahmed Ezeldin, perished in the Syrian civil war in 2012. Sebasani Aphrodis, perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 49. Bujar Godini, perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 38. Ayen Aju Jok, perished in the South Sudan Civil War. Kadrik Amo, perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 57. Freemet Wajbesplat, perished in the Holocaust at the age of 16. Mordecai Etlis, perished in the Holocaust at the age of 64. Smoljevic Nuragia, perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 17. Lukjan Goldwag, perished in the Holocaust at the age of 2. Gatmak Guy Pojak, perished in the South Sudan Civil War. Margos Havanisyan, perished in the Armenian genocide. Raja Nadir Awad, perished in the Syrian civil war in 2011. Hor Savath, perished in the Cambodian genocide. Rosa Mirovich, perished in the Holocaust at the age of 40. Pedro Elio Poulon, perished in the Argentine Dirty War. Saleh Taleb al-Doghaim, perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2015. Haksi Mustafa, perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 53. Mameti Valon, perished in the Kosovo War. Agi Han, perished in the Holocaust at the age of 4. Hovannes der Mararisian, perished in the Armenian genocide. Marguerite Wheel, perished in the Holocaust at the age of 50. Jonah Sukieniek, perished in the Holocaust at the age of 2. Ala Jadan al-Hariri, perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. Bejik Muradif, perished in the Bosnian genocide in 1995. Niko Lebi, perished in the Holocaust at the age of 57. August Wilner, perished in the Holocaust at the age of 44. Abda al-Hakim Abda al-Basat Zurar, perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2015.
I remember Ahmed Atala al-Shabaab, perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. I remember Tila Dobzevkic, perished in the Holocaust at age 8. I remember Silja Bricks, perished in the Holocaust at age 62. I remember Faris Shahab, perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2015. I remember Kamanzi E, perished in the Rwandan genocide of 1994. I remember Rama Ahmed Kondor, perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2014. I remember Rutwaza Bonaventure, perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 30. I remember Athanes, perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 34. I remember Akol Tong Kur, perished in the South Sudan Civil War. I remember War Tir Gatuth, perished in the South Sudan Civil War. I remember Dohor Rayal, perished in the South Sudan Civil War. I remember Rasoul, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. I remember Solange, who perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 8. I remember Miguel Roberto, perished in East Timor genocide at the age of 20. I remember Taref Mohammed Mohana, perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. I remember Mulak Hajara, perished in the Bosnian genocide at age 19. I remember Layuba Kelman, perished in the Holocaust at age 10. I remember Adamovic Elver, perished in the Bosnian genocide at age 18. I remember Abadovic Fikret, perished in the Bosnian genocide at age 18. I remember Ahmed Ibrahim Obid, perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. I remember Julie Levy, perished in the Holocaust at the age of 82. I remember Abdullah Mustafa Doshane, perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2015. I remember Tuva Bornstein perished in the Holocaust at age 12. I remember Kamel Mustafa El-Azim, who perished in the Syrian civil war in 2013. I remember Samajalik Nez, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 41. I remember Shavornte Ray, who perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 13. I remember Simi Tafa, who perished in the Kosovo War at age 76. I remember Hoi Pon, who perished in the Cambodian genocide. I remember Peter Makir Gataluk, who perished in the South Sudan Civil War.
I remember Samer Maher Asakir, Syrian Civil War. I remember Deng Ayith Arau, South Sudan Civil War. I remember Kenyatta Mitali, Rwandan genocide. I remember Nirhanika Domithili, Rwandan genocide. I remember Humayun Kabir, Bangladesh genocide. I remember Svojdik Saban, Bosnian genocide. I remember Omar al-Fahad, Syrian civil war. I remember Georgette Muller, Holocaust. I remember Zain Eddin Alia, Syrian civil war. I remember Theopile Sharugian, Armenian genocide. I remember Buljubasik Judija, Bosnian genocide. I remember Rukara Stefan, Rwandan genocide. I remember Shiaka Salim, Rwandan genocide. I remember Mikhail Steinberg, Holocaust. I remember Popik Ramo, Bosnian genocide. I remember Gotlian Dabul, South Sudan Civil War. I remember Obaida Fawaz al-Ali, Syrian Civil War. I remember Saja Kaufman, Holocaust. I remember Asusia Shrebnik, Holocaust. I remember Haskik Ahmo, Bosnian genocide. I remember Gassan Gair Marie Claire, Rwandan genocide. I remember Bashkim Hajda, Kosovo War. I remember Chuk, Cambodian genocide. I remember Uwangawe M. Chantal, Rwandan genocide. I remember Bertha Frohlich, Holocaust. I remember Nelia Zaitsev, Holocaust. I remember Kamar Omar al-Sawur, Syrian Civil War. I remember Pesach Karpman, Holocaust. I remember Ahmad Mirey Hendawi, Syrian Civil War. I remember Gahongaire Terise, Rwandan genocide. I remember Selimovic Huso, Bosnian genocide. I remember Yam Gai Mak, South Sudan Civil War. I remember Ali Palushi, Kosovo War. I remember France Rosils, Holocaust. I remember Natwari, Rwandan genocide. I remember Fordous Dowla, Bangladesh genocide. I remember Adham Kamoun, Syrian civil war. I remember Isaac Hoti, Kosovo war. I remember Sadete Feka, Kosovo war. I remember Sulaf Ghassan Afes, Syrian civil war. I remember Yosef Pinhas, Holocaust. I remember D. Amada, Cambodian genocide. I remember Avni Hoti, Kosovo war. I remember Hossam Deeb Haj Hussein, Syrian civil war. I remember Iboya Ackerman, Holocaust. I remember Ghassan al-Bush, Syrian civil war. I remember Chaja Burak, Holocaust. I remember Sabedin Curry, Kosovo war. I remember Zubasik Nerman, Bosnian genocide. I remember Samer Adnan Sharur, Syrian civil war.
I remember Ahmedovik Muho, Bosnian genocide. I remember Kroskov Kriktorian, Armenian genocide. I remember Hagab Topuzian, Armenian genocide. I remember Kayiranga Jean Damascene, Rwandan genocide. I remember Dogik Amir, Bosnian genocide. I remember Tong Siramon, Cambodian genocide. I remember Kare Kizi Francois, Rwandan genocide. I remember Jerzy Wilk, Holocaust. I remember Mamutovic Dzmila, Bosnian genocide. I remember Senderovic Mirsada, Bosnian genocide. I remember Gazar Der Melchizedkian, Armenian genocide. I remember Carlos Lopez, Argentine Dirty War. I remember Saleh Lepage, Kosovo War. I remember Ahmed Hassan Hoshiri, Syrian Civil War. I remember Abdulrauf al-Said, Syrian Civil War. I remember Hamza al-Ali al-Dud, Syrian Civil War. I remember Akon Niron Kele, South Sudan Civil War. I remember Soljikik Amel, Bosnian genocide. I remember Mohammed Yasser al-Taher, Syrian Civil War. I remember Lena Kaufman, Holocaust. I remember Hagop Verjoven, Armenian genocide. I remember Yusuf al-Arja, Syrian war. I remember al-Daher, Syrian Civil War. I remember Rahab Salem Mansour, Syrian Civil War. I remember Mustafa Lajiki, Kosovo War. I remember Nahad Khalid Marzitag, Syrian Civil War. I remember Boris Gabayev, Holocaust. I remember Ahmad Mid al-Omar, Syrian Civil War. I remember Marina Batir, Kosovo War. I remember Kayiranga Jean Claude, Rwandan genocide. I remember Kaziza Cerner, Holocaust. I remember Sameh al-Migdal, Syrian Civil War. I remember Ruyuki Vincent, Rwandan genocide. I remember Adina Blitcher, Holocaust. I remember Brainy Born-Sistane, Holocaust. I remember Arba Sinez, Bosnian genocide. I remember Siza Rudnicki, Holocaust. I remember Mohammed Saeed Sharif, Syrian Civil War. I remember Juma Hussein al-Hamadi, Syrian Civil War. I remember Asat Malushaj, Kosovo War. I remember Zehevir Bekiri, Kosovo War. I remember Kayit Sezi, Rwandan genocide.
I remember Nahit Shahu, Kosovo War. I remember Ahmad Falah, Syrian Civil War. I remember Ali Banyan Wahba, Syrian Civil War. I remember Kwani Madetchi, South Sudan Civil War. I remember Hotzik Salsin, Bosnian genocide. I remember Beno Damelin, Holocaust. I remember Eduardo Ramos Mejia, Argentine Dirty War. I remember Joseph Lunkman, Holocaust. I remember Abdul Monib Assi, Syrian Civil War. I remember Chit Kim Chung, Cambodian genocide. I remember Samik Velimir, Kosovo War. I remember Carlos Ignacio Boncio, Argentine Dirty War. I remember Abdel Salam Wali, Syrian Civil War. I remember Yasnik Kalpakian, Armenian genocide. I remember Havasavik Munib, Bosnian genocide. I remember Abu Ali al-Maidani, Syrian Civil War. I remember Iyarwama Nasaro, Rwandan genocide. I remember Islamash Hadjish, Kosovo War. I remember Malki Gonkman, Holocaust. I remember Dene Gashi, Kosovo War. I remember Mohammed Tabet al-Tamar, Syrian Civil War. I remember Chance Wexler, Holocaust. I remember Emma Fontlova, Holocaust. I remember Selimovic Huso, Bosnian genocide. I remember Roberto Repetto, Argentine Dirty War. I remember Radwan Shihadeh Jabasini, Syrian Civil War. I remember Medovic Amo, Bosnian genocide. I remember Mohammed Omar al-Akra, Syrian Civil War. I remember Jusupovic Miho, Bosnian genocide. I remember Sofa, Cambodian genocide. I remember Chaim Raj, Holocaust. I remember Sakizit Sabi, Bosnian genocide. I remember Hassan Muslijaj, Kosovo War. I remember Mahed Abu Basir, Syrian Civil War. I remember Zach Smith, Holocaust. I remember Salvador Garcia Robles, Argentine Dirty War. I remember Jeanette Goldschneider, Holocaust. I remember Tom Bill Bankir, South Sudan Civil War. I remember Jalan Israel, Holocaust. I remember Marjana Gidsi, Holocaust. I remember Hamas Duraklu, Kosovo War.
Hello, my name is Camille Morin, and I am reading this year to ensure that these people's memories are eternal. I remember Yasmin Ismail al-Awad, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. I remember Yassin Yasser al-Metlek, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2015. I remember Bektik Ramo, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 58. I remember Baruch Gat-Willig, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 23. I remember Ningaratawari Ignaz, who perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 4. I remember Abu Hamid al-Dairi, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. I remember Imer Kraswaniki, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 49. I remember Salim Al-Shani, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 65. I remember Ilir Ademi, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 30. I remember Laszlo Kiss, who perished in the Holocaust. I remember Hatzik Adim, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 61. I remember Carlos Alberto Galeazzi, who perished in the Argentinian Dirty War. I remember Maria Reggio, who perished in the East Timor genocide in 1991. I remember Israel Weiss, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 5. I remember Ahmed al-Assani Dahund, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. I remember Subhi Kodari, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2015. I remember Bertha Shriver, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 27. I remember Yahina Mohammed Sarmini, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. I remember Georgette Levy, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 25. I remember Arif Kasumaj, who perished in the Kosovo Civil War at the age of 82. I remember remember Harutiun Birazian, who perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Domingo Sanchez, who perished in the Argentinian Dirty War. I remember Name Unknown, number 1, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. I remember Efendik Resid, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 47. I remember Razmin Lushi, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 46. I remember Mrzinovic Sakib, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 34. I remember Tafik Abdullalu, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 71. I remember Evris Madeira, who perished in the East Timor genocide at the age of 22. I remember Mukarwego Francine, who perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 30. I remember Ahmad Omar Scaif, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2014. I remember Solomon Kaufman, who perished in the Holocaust.
Camille Warren continuing to read. I remember Salih Ibrahimejah, perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 81. I remember Khalid Abdul Kader al-Zikra, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2014. I remember Bodizia, who perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Mirshesh Ahmed Al-Haj Qasim, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2014. I remember Meek Touch, who perished in the Cambodian genocide. I remember Moritz Schatz, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 63. I remember Haxher Blaka, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 77. I remember Tariq Rafiq Kulani, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. I remember Amjad Salah al-Obaid, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2014. I remember Rachel Seidenfeld, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 2. I remember Hamed Masri, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2014. I remember Nuanik Sefik, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 36. I remember Mahanija Nirabihair, who perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 13. I remember Zayad Mohammed al-Rashdan, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2013. I remember Radwan Mohammed al-Hussein, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. I remember Ahmad Omar Nayef Assad al-Shokari, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2014. I remember Hait Alam-Mehaj, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 72. I remember Hussein Ahmed al-Jassam, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2014. I remember Omerovic Ekram, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 27. I remember Niak Ngoeth Thon, who perished in the South Sudan Civil War. I remember Stepan Miskievan, who perished in the Armenian Genocide. I remember Walter Ramon Magallanes, who perished in the Argentinian Dirty War. I remember Jakob Schwartz, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 8. I remember Mukwege, who perished in the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I remember Jamil Abdel Fattah, who perished in the Syrian Civil War in 2012. I remember Garabad Der Gabrilian, who perished in the Armenian genocide. I remember Yitzhak Yanovisky, who perished in the Holocaust at the age of 7. I remember Visar Komega, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 13. I remember Uwemana, who perished in the Rwandan genocide at the age of 4. I remember Hadzik Hussein, who perished in the Bosnian genocide at the age of 23. I remember Rabah Sajudi, who perished in the Kosovo War at the age of 68. I remember But Majuk Thuk, who perished in the South Sudan Civil War.